Our favorite guest, Florence Carl Ogo. It's good to you sing.
Hi, team, myself. Okay. No, if you don't do that for yourself, nobody will.
So you do it for yourself. You look good.
So good to
as
be
always.
Here.
So how's the fourth floor doing right now?
That's what you're saying.
It's part of it.
It's part of it.
Oh, I love it.
Did you say fourth floor?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness.
Really?
Yes.
Yes.
But the last time I was here, I just had
the fourth floor.
I thought you were going to say second floor.
I love that. It's good to have you on the show.
I mean, it's so amazing. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, I'm happy you're here. And today we're talking about something very deep. I think it's Gratitude that'll tell us the topic. But you know what? Gratitude, should we tell them topic or when we come back?
Oh, come back.
When we come back. Okay, let's quickly go for a short break and the first tip for the day. Then we come back. We'll tell you what we have to discuss today. And of course, we'll listen to Florence Carl Ogo. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Steps to be a successful entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs are creative individuals who use their business techniques and leadership skills to cultivate productive and profitable enterprises. Achieving success as an entrepreneur can look vastly different depending on the nature of the business, location, and even the state of the economy. But there are still basic ways to encourage others to succeed in your organization. If you're an aspiring entrepreneur, it can be helpful to familiarize yourself with tips for improving your skills as a leader and as a business professional. Few steps on how to become a successful entrepreneur. Be flexible. Staying flexible is important for entrepreneurs who are constantly generating business plans. Their ability to adapt to unexpected circumstances can help keep their ideas new and innovative by forcing you to look for alternatives. Being receptive to others' input or understanding that your idea may have to change are two simple ways you can practice flexibility. Learn from others. Whether you are starting your career or you already have relevant entrepreneurial experience, learning from others is a great way to improve your business skills and help make your company more profitable. Try reaching out to any successful entrepreneur in your life and asking them about their career motivations and advice. You might consider reading a book by an entrepreneur you admire or listening to a podcast that's relevant to your field in order to learn more. Deliver quality. When you are generating reports for investors, creating products for customers, or creating a business plan, it's key to deliver quality work. This helps others see your passion and dedication to becoming a successful entrepreneur. Consistent quality work will also ensure you develop a reputation for being reliable. Find a mentor. If you are hoping to improve your entrepreneurial skills while gaining professional contact, consider looking for a mentor. Your mentor can be anyone you trust that has industry experience related to your career or personal goals. Mentors who have experience in the business and entrepreneurial field can relay their knowledge to you and help you grow in your career. Stay updated. Successful entrepreneurs stay up to date with the world's technological and business advancement. Every year, companies may use new software and different techniques to continue gaining customers and generating profits. It's important to be adaptable to change, so consider adopting some of these advancements into your own business. However, give yourself creative space, take a risk, set goals, challenge yourself, etc.
All right, welcome back. Well, let's go over to what we have on board today. Well, gratitude.
Okay, so this topic is a very, very interesting one, and this is like a very different topic, completely different from what we normally do. So we're going to be talking about relationship and emotional communication.
Deep.
Very deep. So now that we're talking about relationship and emotional communication, first, for the sake of our viewers, what is emotional communication? They all know what relationship is, yes. They know what communication is. But now, what is emotional communication?
Okay, so perhaps I would just call it the virtual way of communicating. Yes, the virtual online.
Yeah.
It's the online.
Yeah.
It's the one that does not necessarily require you to be vocal, to open your mouth and speak. It has more to do with your action, your expression, how you. So at that point, for instance, you are angry and you give an angry look. So it is that communication. It is so with us, it's the process of saying something without opening your mouth. It's the process of acting out what you feel. Yeah, so that's emotional. It's your feeling. It's just bringing it at which kind. I mean, some people have the school of thought that it's more dangerous because it leaves room for a lot of misinterpretation. Do you understand? Take care. So it leaves room for a lot of assumptions and misinterpretations and the like. So that's what we'll say, that emotional communication is the process of talking, expressing your feelings without necessarily opening your mouth
to say it.
Yes.
And I like that part because, but don't you think when it comes from the men, they always say the men cannot read your facial expression. They don't know what is going on within you. So if you are not saying them, they might not know. And now you say something that we body have to use body gestures, our face, our hand, you know, just show it, don't say it. How will they know?
That's why I said it's one of the mode of communication that leaves room for assumptions. That may be wrong. So I mean, if they don't know, they won't act accordingly. They won't prefer the solution that is needed at the time. So you're upset. If you don't tell me that you're upset and you expect me to be a mind reader and read your emotion and all of that, especially when some of them do not even have the patience to do that, and then you're expecting a story from me, but I didn't even know you were angry at first. You understand?
How am I supposed to do that?
So how am I supposed to give you the sorry that you so you don't get the desired response? I mean, those are some of the disadvantages. The fact that but some people are gifted where they can, I mean, you feel it, you express it to a point that they literally feel it, but it's not necessarily the best, especially in a relationship, whether marriage relationship or intended, right? It's not always the best because you are not able to talk. So anytime you leave that room for assumption, people fill in the gaps and you can't blame them for whatever they have filled into.
It's true. I totally agree. So how about we kind of, you know, let's touch the male aspect a little bit, in as much as they don't touch that area where they need to be sensitive enough. I feel like in as much as men are wired that way, I feel like if they were brought up in a way to be sensitive to women, or to be sensitive to women, because I have seen men who you literally do not have to say everything, and they understand, and that's because somewhere their mothers, aunties, siblings taught them that, see, when a woman
intentionally
is like this, naturally, so they become sensitive. So is there a possible way that we can also help the men to be sensitive? Because I believe emotions and sensitivity, they work hand in hand. If you're just emotional and you're not sensitive, I don't think it can ever work. So is there a way we can work around that with the men?
I mean, it's the same thing, but working with a grown man is what I don't know. Because sometimes we don't, it takes a lot to unlearn. To get out what they have inside already in order to put in. So I think one of the ways, if we're talking about grown men, but for younger children, for instance, I have a son, I have a biological son that I'm intentionally, and he has a sister, older sister, and I intentionally, older and younger, and I say, see these two ladies, you are in between these two ladies, watch, look at, so if your sister behaves this way, you know that she's not happy with what you're doing. So I mean, they're still malleable, you can still beat them, but for the formed, already made. So I think one of the ways we can teach them, still, that boils down to the partner. That's the partner's responsibility. Learn to talk. So the last time you didn't see my face. What is in your face? When I do like this, it's because I'm. So I think that's just we will try. And some of them tend to get it. especially some of them that are committed to the relationship. If you are committed to the person and the relationship, you will do, because such relationships, marriage and the likes, is an opportunity to relearn and unlearn. It's I mean, we all get better. We were not married before. Yes, we were singles, we were whatever, but that's why I think that institution called marriage is like a reborn. If you are committed to it, you can actually learn. But then let it be well communicated.
All right, welcome back. Well, I said I was going to point out 2 things first before we go for our mini feature. And the first thing I want to point out is 2 things that still confuse me when it comes to emotional communication. And I think I want to also go to the aspect of men. I don't know why I'm going to the aspect of men. What do men do it today? Okay, so the first one is, sometimes I've seen women complain that, you know, they tell their husband, I want to go and make my hair. It's the man that will give them money to go and do the hair, do the nails, paint your toenails. But they will come back to that house.
He won't notice, right?
He will not notice.
Okay.
Not even your hair looks nice. Not even your nail polish is okay. Nothing. How do you think a woman can address that? There's the second one, but that's the first one. Then the second one is, there's this period where a man will tell you, I need a space, not a break, right? I need a space. Now, I've asked several men, it's still confusing in my head. This one will say, well, I need space because I need to sort this, I need to sort that, and I will still be talking to you, but I just need to sort this. When there's this other kind of men is, I need to sort it, give me a month, I need space, I need to sort this, you know, but at that point, no communication. Is that, how does it even work? Because I know women, we don't need that kind of space. So how does it work for them? Okay,
so let's take the first one.
Okay.
The first one, he gives you the money to go get yourself beautified. You come back home and then he doesn't notice you. I'm sure if we ask our forefathers, they will experience the same thing. I mean, I don't know. I've had several times too in the early stage of our marriage. I think that's why I will use that as an example. So the early stage of our marriage, say the first 3 years of our marriage, that should be, so we're about 13 now. So the first 3 years of our marriage, I experienced that, and I'm a very expressive person. You know, there's some women that also do not care. They just remain that way. He will not say it, and they remain that way. But some women are demanding. They really want it. So I was that kind of a woman. So if anyone watching me and you are demanding, go for it. You know, I keep telling my husband, I say, you have married me. And so the things that comes with marriage, you have to do, because I will marry you in heaven. So now that you came to my father's house, and I think inside, they don't make demands. I said, please don't waste this marriage. He has married you already. Make demands. So you can tell that. Unfortunately, some men do not intentionally do it. Some men are like that. But some men, it's not intentional. And I kid you not. Oh, we don't have any issues. You don't just notice. So you train them. I tell women, just train your man to do what you want. You may not get it the first 2 times, but then you need to be consistent about it. So I won't say this answer is, oh, they're just like that, they're being wicked. I think a man growing up just believes that all I do is provide. That's the myth. All I do is provide. All I do is, and I said, no, you do more than providing. Now, if your wife's love language is words of affirmation, she needs to hear that.
Of course.
You won't say you are busy providing. No, you provided money to make the hair, and then I bring this same hair, you don't compliment it. It's not nice. So we tell men to be intentional, and then we tell women to help their men to be intentional. Don't suffer in silence. You want it, you demand it, please ask for it. You didn't see that I made my hair? Please, I will remind you the next time. And then when you know your man, you know the button to press. When you continue like that, the next time you are coming, you are still in the car, you are trying to, it's fine. You know that he's getting it. So I think marriage is such a beautiful institution that we should not, some of us, we are official. One of the books my husband and I wrote, we talked about being official in your marriage. You just sit down as if it's an office. Just wait. I'll wait for you to come out and let me see you. You have missed the point. There's no time. Enjoy every moment. So if it's not teaching me, I used to tell my husband, I said, if you don't comment, I will embarrass you outside. So we'll be outside, Carl, that's why you didn't even tell me that my hair was fine the last time. And I know he's a very reserved person. So that's what bring him out. Then the second one says, Please, can you remind me of the second question?
The second one is when men want to communicate their feelings, they'll tell you rather than communicating their feelings, they need space. Why in this space, some keep quiet and some still communicate.
Yes, for some, it is a personality thing. For some men, that coincidentally, my husband is like that too. He's a phlegmatic and a melancholy. So there is what we call individuality even in marriage. But these ones that is their personality, they take it to the extreme. Individuality in marriage is that there will be a time where we need our space. We just need time out. But with these people, personality number one, and some people that are probably not with their two legs in the marriage, they tend to take too long. And my recommendation is some of those breaks, no, not breaks now, space, if care is not taken, can lead to a break. Because for every time you are not actively communicating when you should, you see there's something about the heat of the matter when it is happening, and then you just address it. We're not quarreling, we're not shouting. I want to tell you this. If you say, oh, later, the moral, people would have forgotten some points.
Exactly.
It will not be sweet again. So at that point that we need to have this beautiful dish, no, I'm busy. Oh no, take some time. You are actually eating out of your relationship. You are, it's affecting, you know, when the ants is gradually eating into the relationship. So if care is not taken, like I said, it leads to a breakup. What you wanted is space, but now it leads to a breakup. So if you see some of these men that are trying to be intentional, no matter how quiet they are, they tend to talk. At least if you need time, you're working. The woman also should be sensitive that there's a time to chip in such a thing. And on your own part, you need time. Just act, and it shouldn't be too long, because communication is part of what happens in marriage. This thing is part of what happens in marriage. It creates bonding. But if we always say, oh, I need space, I need time, it's either you are not, you know, there is what we call the controlled temperaments. And growing out, when we have the negative part of our temperaments or our personalities, is not to stay there, is to identify the negative part and work on it. So you won't say, because I'm a melancholy, I choose when I talk. That's not a good thing, because now it is not just about you. There is another person. So we grow out of the negative aspect of our emotion, of our personality, into the positive. Now those are people that theirs is the temperament. So they have to intentionally grow out of it to say that the woman matters. She wants to talk.
So how does the woman help the man understand that? Because at that point he's saying you need space. Because to be honest, when a man tells you that, you try to you'll be pushing him further away, because at that point he just needed his space. And like I said, some people are, you just said, they're extremists. They will not even communicate with you. They don't even want to talk to you or probably even see you. Now what do a woman, how does she handle that in the phase of marriage or relationship?
Funny thing is that men are not the same. There are no general principles to these things to work in. So I probably would just give, maybe I'll try and give something close to general, because we are different anyway. So for such a woman, if your husband's issue, or not issue per se, but if the concern is temperament, remember I said some people, their two legs are not inside. It's because they're probably not in the relationship, right? But if yours is a case of personality, then you know you have work to do. You need to try and help him. You help him come out. You help him say, so when, I mean, you don't push when he says in his time, but when he finally comes out of it, you can revisit it, that, oh, I think this did this to me. And I think we can always reach a compromise. We can always say, okay, give me a few minutes, and then you stick to the minutes, and then tomorrow you don't do that again. If I gave you a few minutes today, you don't have to demand for the few minutes. So today shouldn't be hours, it should be few minutes. Now I give you the few minutes, tomorrow you come again. So I think talking about it, one thing that will help you in relationships, whether courtship or dating, courtship or marriage, is communication. Talk about how you feel. Talk about what's happening. But you know, communication still now has to do with how you are saying it. Because at the end of the day, when we're partners, it's a partnership. I don't want to win the battle and lose my husband. I don't want to. You know, sometimes we need to intentionally not be right.
Just accept what it is.
Not like you are even accepting it because it's negative. You're accepting it for that time, and then you look for the proper way to deal with it later. Then the one that maybe because the man is not just, because we have cases like that where the man is always not available, whether on the phone, whether he's not doing anything. He may even be sitting in front of the television and then he's telling you, my sister, don't even know.
That's like a hard lie because we are already in marriage.
Do you understand?
I won't go. In a relationship, I will say, my sister,
run is a red flag. But in this case, still try. Still try to get them. I think one of the things that have been troubling, I've really been worried about it recently, is the fact that a lot of women are emotionally stressed. They are stressed. They are mentally stressed. They are psychological stressed. They have kids. It looks like they are doing this alone. They don't have their emotional bank is not being filled. So no time to spend with their partner. So if that's your case, I would just say, please try to talk to a counselor so that they see how to go about it. First is to help you, because I mean I can't be gisting with my children some things. There's what to discuss with children, so you can't always be busy. So relationships like that, they are foundational issues, right? So just get to the foundation and deal with it. Yeah.
So how do we address, now let's talk about emotional communication.
Right.
With women, it's always more technical. I say technical because when it comes to communication, they are always communicating emotionally. They don't want to tell you things verbally. They feel you should know.
You should know.
So in a point where, or in an instance where you want attention, most times women want attention, but they can't come to you to tell you, babe, I want attention. I need you to hug me or talk to me. How do you think she should express? Because so many men out there are very, 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 they don't understand these things. They are very ignorant of these things.
They don't know non-verbal cue.
Yes. And I think one time there was a pastor's wife that said, she said something, she said, her husband doesn't understand when she's angry. He doesn't know her angry face. When she's angry, he always laughs with her. And it got to a particular point that she was confused if it was intentional or just his personality. But with time, she had to like teach him. So is it possible to teach a man how to understand your emotional communication? And if it's not possible, how can you make him understand you to that point?
So I think it is possible. That's part of what, I mean, well, that's some of the things we should do before we get married. So when people come for marriage, pre-marital counseling now, I tell them, I'm going to do a post recently. I was thinking about it this morning, and the post would just be, I beg, no marry. That's how we just put out. That's what I want, that's the caption I want to use. I beg, no marry. Now, I'm saying this from, I hear people come to the office and they want to get out of marriage. And some of the things they're talking about, you realize that it didn't even start in the marriage. It started before the marriage. You saw it, red flag. For some, it's not even red flag, it's red banner. It was bold. You saw it and you got into it. Do you understand? So you see these things, when you guys have a date and he stands you up, there's something and then he doesn't talk about it, and you know it means a lot to you. That's another thing you should, you know, there's some women, again, they don't care. Actually, not like they are complacent, but they really don't attach a lot of emotions. Trust me, there are women like that. They are indifferent. They're just fine. Maybe they're growing up, daddy was not always there, so they didn't have expectations. So whatever the man gives to them is fine. But if in your own case you have expectations, so you see it from the dating stage, it is a signal. In fact, God is so kind and mindful to you that he didn't even have to wait for you to discover in marriage. So that one is before marriage. Try, and if it means a lot to you, that should be one of the things that will make you not to say yes. Now you are in marriage. The man is willing to learn. There are also men that are willing to learn. It means a lot to you that he is not noticing. So tell him. Since you missed the dating part, to tell him you can start again. Like I say, marriage is like a reborn. We can start learning. See, anytime I do my face like this, anytime you say, how are you? Fine. Just know that it's because I'm not angry. And the times you can say some of this is when you guys are happy and talking. So you just chip it in. So you don't know that anytime I give you a syllable response, is because something is, so you just look for a way to teach them. And some other people will say, okay, not necessarily, it's just to know when to hug me, like one of the things you say now. So not just to read if I am angry or not. Now I'm happy and I want my man, and I don't want to act as though I'm too clingy. Anyway, yeah, I'm clingy for a living anyway. Like I say, you don't marry me already. But I mean, it doesn't mean that there won't be times that you know this person has to be. But I know that there are some men that genuinely do not, they don't notice when their women want them. So I tell women like that. I used to teach bad things. I say, torture him with your presence. Torture him. You don't have to be shy. See, the man is there in the room, the two of you. He's busy on his laptop. And then you want attention. You want to be cuddled. You want to be hugged. and you are there waiting for him to notice you. You sit down there. Don't just sit down and see. Wear those things that we are attracting and bend down looking for what is not missing. And there is no way. There is no way. My point is, we should not always wait for the things we want to come to us, especially when we have burnt our bridges. Yeah. You don't want to do extramarital. You have literally burnt your bridges. It's not like a business or a company that, oh, if they're not seeing your words, you say you want to move to another place. If he's not seeing you, can't just jump to another marriage. So you need to make it work. As long as it's not mentally, what I'm talking about now is not when the person is abusing you mentally. Yeah. I'm just talking about some men that are naturally, they are naturally, they don't know, they don't know, sincerely, they are naturally ignorant. So men like that, it's okay to teach them the best way you can.
Well, anyways, teach men the best way you can. Let's quickly go for a short break and let's have our second tip for the day. That we come back, of course, and continue the program with Florence. We have a lot to talk about: emotions, communication. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Road safety tips. Rules for pedestrians. Prepare a safe walking route in advance. Use sidewalks if they are available. Work facing the traffic if a sidewalk isn't available. Obey all signs and signals. Only cross street at designated areas. Stay on well-lit paths at night. Wear bright colors during the day and reflective tapes at night. Watch for cars that are turning or backing up. Avoid drugs and alcohol if you plan to go walking. Do not assume other drivers see you or will stop when they should. Work defensively. How to cross the road safely in 5 steps. Find a safe place to cross. Make sure you can see in all directions and that drivers can see you too. If there is a designated crossing area, use it and explain to your child how they work. Stop. Leave a safe amount of distance between yourself and the road, or follow the directions on the pedestrian crosswalk system if there is one. Look both ways. Make sure to take your time looking around for any oncoming traffic. If traffic is coming, let it pass. Children are not able to judge speed as well as adults. Make sure you can see both directions clearly before trying to cross. Listen, sometimes you can hear traffic before you can see. Number 5, safely cross. Go straight across and don't run. Only go when there is enough time and continue to look and listen as you go. Look out for cyclists and quieter vehicles as you may not hear them approaching, and never use a mobile phone or other device while crossing. Cross quickly so you aren't in the road for too long.
All right, welcome back. Well, we're the last minutes of Women's Corner. So I'll be talking from the angle of when silence matters the more. And that part, you're giving the best communication you can. So when does the silence apply?
When voice has done a lot, yet achieve nothing. Yes. Again, depends on your partner. Some women actually have louder silence than their voice. So silence becomes very important when you realize that everything you say is being misunderstood and used against you. But of course, this person knows when you're not talking. And then you know that it's not going to be very dangerous, but when you don't say some things, the consequences will show up. The consequences, we say consequences, but it will not be very bad. It will just give a learning curve that will make the person realize what you have been saying. So those are the times when you feel the silence will not hurt, the person in a negative way, but it will teach and it will speak more. So keep quiet when you have talked and talked and talked. It's being misunderstood, and there is always issues at home, because sometimes you don't even know how to regulate the tone.
Yeah.
Because when you feel you have been talking and the person is not getting it, sometimes you just lose it. Another person doesn't get it. That's the one they will just call and say you are nagging, you are shouting.
You are shouting.
So when you know that you have been talking, and no fairness, you have been talking, you have whispered. You have whispered. You have used all the tones.
You have used bedroom voice.
You have used bedroom voice.
Everything.
You have used kitchen voice. You have used even office voice.
It didn't work.
You know, at this point, I think you have done everything, and it's not been. Just keep quiet. Just keep quiet. So it shows that at that point in time, your silence will speak very loud, because your voice is being misunderstood. So that's when you keep quiet. When you feel what you have been saying so far.
Okay, so let's talk about, since we already know where we can keep silence and not, let's talk about the apology and forgiveness, healing through honest conversations. Now, at that point, either you keep silent or you do not keep silent. How do you think apologizing and healing can actually really help? Like, what's the best way to go about it?
Okay, so just before that, I was still thinking about the silence. When silence will work also is when you know that it's not a good time to speak. Okay. There are times that you genuinely know that what you're going to complain about, this person hasn't been bad doing it, but is in a bad state. So when you know, that's where silence is also powerful. It sends a signal that I'm your support system. I understand. So you just keep quiet. You find him doing that thing that you would have asked him to do, that you wanted him to do, but you just feel, he had a bad day at work. You guys have talked about it, you know, and then there is something that needs to be done. But no need to tell him, just keep quiet. You will see that he will do that same thing. That's a wise woman. So I thought to chip that in is when you're sensitive enough to understand the emotion of your partner. You know that this person is not happy. He's not in a good state. You don't have to just just keep quiet. He sees what he has to do, then he goes ahead to do it. And so this question you said, how does healing?
Yeah, apology helps in healing. Like, how do they go hand in hand?
Yes, it does. It does. Apology says, I see you. I understand. You are not bad. We are in a bad state. I am sorry. When we apologize, I want to believe I got the question right anyway. So when we apologize, it heals faster. But there's also something about sorry. There's something about apology when it has not been abused. Sometimes our sorry loses potency because we have used it. So apologies can heal when it is not misused, when it is scarce. You know that this person, you know, people just do things. You know this is wrong. You do it, okay, because I'll say I'm sorry. But you will realize that there are times you say sorry and it pierces deep, because this person knows that on a normal day you won't do this. You don't take things for granted. For instance, you forget your partner's birthday. It means a lot to them. But you've always been there. I mean, these are real issues that is happening. And you feel so bad because even the person that is crushing on you wished you. Like, you just want, and sometimes it's even relationship. Maybe your fiancé, the people you dropped for him.
I remember your
birthday.
Oh, I will remove the F in fiancé. It's not the I.
You know, but then what you will not think at that point in time, has he always been like that?
Yeah.
And then he comes to say sorry. I think track record helps to heal. Track record.
That's true.
Yeah, track record.
Especially he has been doing it, but this time he forgot.
Just think, if there's no track record, then that may just be when to break it. Because if it hurts you so much that healing is required, then it's not something you want to tolerate in marriage. Do you understand? Are you getting it?
Yeah.
That it hurts you so much that you need healing. That healing has to come into the picture.
It shouldn't go forward into the marriage.
No.
It's a red flag.
So how do you deal with partners that don't like to sit on matters? They offended you, but they just want to tell you sorry and move on to the next thing. Why are you okay? I know you need to heal, but you should come off it now. It's not supposed to take this long.
That is
people like
that's insensitive. I don't even encourage women to get used to that. That things you shouldn't get used to. Hey, you're a queen. You deserve more. Especially when you're treating him like a king. No, you don't do that.
Which is come off. You don't do that. You don't relationship.
This time she's even talking about marriage. It's more technical in marriage. Yes, in marriage you will not just even say you are going, but then don't say because it's marriage. That's actually the trap. Because I'm married. Some of us were settling. But settling, not settling does not necessarily mean you walk out of the relationship. You make demands. I saw a post. I don't know if it's fake or whatever. I know people do all sorts on social media, but I just saw it. The woman said the cake, it's a cake, but the cake was moved. I don't know if it's AI. It's like she used her face to make a cake, and then the caption, she just said, "I told my husband I would never give him divorce. He's married to me already. He will love me the way I want. He will do all the things I want. I won't free him. I won't set him free by giving him divorce. I will make sure he does all the things. Here's your 50th birthday. Together forever, darling. You grow here and we grow old." You know, because some of us, we don't even see the dark side of divorce, except you get a good, a good therapist to help you through it. So you don't want, you hurt some people, they even hurt themselves more. So so jumping out of the marriage may not be it, because you may be more frustrated. He is already fine. That's why he's telling you.
Of course,
he's telling you to. So I tell people, make demands on your marriage. Make demands. Make demands. Sometimes I feel people are fast to jump at, especially if it's not physical abuse or thereabout.
Yeah.
Don't be fast, because when you come out, don't think you will be fine all the way. You still need to go through a process, and you don't deserve it. It's like you were being in the marriage is murderer. Now just jumping out of it without making demands is suicidal. You deserve the best. So make demands. That's what, I know people may not. This is very technical, and I tell people, sometimes when I say, "Oh wow, I never saw it this way," and it doesn't have to be violent. So you're telling me to settle. You're telling me to come off it.
Snap out of it.
Snap out of it.
After you see what's said.
No, it's not.
No.
It's not. You don't snap out of it. You don't also snap out of the marriage.
At all.
We stay there
and we fix it.
We fix it.
But anyway, it's been a very lovely, like I tell you, anytime you see Florence Carl Ogo on our set, just know you're about to get it hot. And the truth is bitter in your mouth. Drink water. Don't go and take Fanta. But we have to tell you the truth. And if it feels like, yes, we're hitting the nail on the head, then it means that you have to follow us and keep watching this program. And